Yes.
Ah, okay. I'm a very
Samuel, you're
funny
welcome.
person,
Yeah,
so don't
thank you,
worry.
Mr. David. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. So, guys,
Yeah.
we are going to be looking at regression analysis, a continuation of yesterday, and we would be continuing with Power Query Editor. I want to welcome all of you. Very happy Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon. I think it's the first Sunday of May, is it? Some people have some spiritual connotation to the first Sunday of every month. So if you are one of those people, good to see you today. And for me, the most amazing teacher you've ever met on Microsoft Excel. I want to find out, are there people who are watching? Are there people who are early enough? Are there questions we want to or we should attend to? Let us know right
No,
away.
I can't see anything from here.
Okay. Anyone listening? I can see two people are watching, but let's find out. Do we have people listening? I have just one class left, and after that, I am done with you guys. So I woke up today very tired, and this morning, so I don't know. It's not easy to teach these things for free. I wish I didn't start. Now I'm wondering why did I start? Because people like Samuel and Jane and those of you listening, they will refuse to send a video review. So I don't even know if the class was worth it.
No, it was. I'll send you a review, but not video.
It's actually worth it, you know. Most of the things you've been able to teach us so far has been really enlightening. For me personally, I have
Okay.
flair for mathematics, and this is actually a booster. I really love the
Nice.
course. Every day I used to tell my friend about it. Like this course is really for me, you know. So you have really done a good job. Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that.
yeah.
The class is also an opportunity for me to speak some pidgin. Remember, I still have my Nigerian accent.
That's right.
It's a place to connect, onboard the hell out of me, and just get to meet incredible people and connect them to some of our resources. I was telling someone that I, at the moment, I'm actually looking for a group of young people. I'm saying this to you guys as well, group of young people to collaborate with in sub-Saharan Africa. In the past, we've sponsored a couple of projects. For instance, we sponsored the very first performance poetry competition in University of Abuja and in Nasarawa State. We sponsored the very first film show targeting children who were branded as witches. We also sponsored a couple of years back. I was the anchor. I worked with a team that brought about the very first children-centered fashion show in West Africa, if not the entire continent, which really caught the attention of some stakeholders in the south. And what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I've also worked on bringing mental health awareness, the first of its kind, to Nigerian military, like the personnel, civil defense corps in Abuja, in Buari Area Council to be precise. So if I sit down to list tons of projects we've worked on, so basically the health consultants, the company is kind of multiple. You have the health consultants, people who are interested in mental health advocacy, community engagements, and what else do we do? Yeah, relationship coaching, not just myself, but I mean, we have someone in Australia who addresses that. We have someone in New Zealand who helps with mental health. So, and then we have the health techies where all of you belong, where we provide most affordable tech related courses, writing courses. I bet some of you don't know we have courses for writers. We have courses for people who want to go into animation. We are working on introducing graphics design. There is going to be a 2 weeks free introduction class basically to everyone. We also have private sections for those who don't have time to join all these groups. And there's someone who wants me to work with him on a project on cybersecurity and data analysis for masters in the UK. So these are just different variances. There was a time we also providing car services. That was in Abuja before I traveled. So I'm saying this because, guys, there's a project we want to rather introduce to secondary schools, universities in Nigeria, communities in Nigeria, generally speaking. And it's basically about there's a name we want to give it, but I don't want to mention it before someone comes and registers the name and begins to beat us to our game. But we are going to have it registered. But we want to start running with we want to start running with it already. So we're working with some people in Cross River State, for instance, young people. So all we need do is get people who can connect the health techies to secondary schools and universities so that we can talk to these young people and tell them that, look, after your degree, there's another type of life you should be looking out for. And these are the skills that are very in demand. If I want to ask how many of you here actually are earning money from the course you studied in the university, I would not. Let me even ask the question. I can see Victoria. Victoria, you are here again. It's good to see you. Obi Cindy, Mary Joanne, Sese, Abiyemi. Obi Cindy, dashboard. I don't know really. Maybe I'm going to just record when I have the time. I'm just going to record about there's a student of mine who is very good in teaching Excel. Or she knows so much about Excel because she uses it all the time, like the dashboard. I mean, maybe I could just tell her to come, and I'm thinking about it because she's crazy. uh she was one of those persons that we've been teaching since last year privately anyway, because she's a very busy person, but she's also very industrious. So we may think about bringing her to teach you guys Excel, dashboard that is. So as I was saying, if you are interested in this, you may likely want to hit me up. Let's begin to have a chat. Forget about the finances, okay? So just identify a school, tell us that you are up for it. It's a volunteer position, but we'll take care of your transportation, your data, and whatever you may need to make the work easier. Remember, none of them is paying us anything. Okay. If you think this is something you can do for your community, let us know and we'll get you to it. We want to bring these skills and we want to ensure that a lot of people, young people, are pretty aware. Samuel, what did you study in your university, or are you still in school?
Okay, I'm actually out of school. I studied English.
Samuel,
I studied English and international studies.
you are still in school, or
No,
you
no,
studied
no.
English? Oh,
It's,
nice, nice.
yep,
Are you making money from your course?
not really. I'm
Okay.
actually
What about you,
in the
Jane?
UK.
Oh, you are in the UK. Nice, nice. Okay. What are you doing in the UK? You student or you working?
I'm working. I'm working. I'm working as a healthcare assistant.
Okay, nice. So it's totally unrelated to your course of study.
No,
But at
no,
least
no
you
at all.
speak English, so that's a plus.
So, yeah.
O- Okay. What about you, Jane?
I was hoping you were going to skip me.
I won't. I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
Why? Why not? Okay, so I'm not currently making money from what I studied. I studied history and international relations, but currently I am into digital sales software, particularly.
Oh, okay. You sell software.
Yes.
Okay. 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 So Fortune, what did you study? Yeah, Fortune, we can partner with an organization. By the way, guys, I think I am there was a time I didn't say this, but this time I come to this class, I always remember that I have gist because as much as I am very very open-minded, but then I mean I also want a lot of people to succeed. Because if you're coming from a place of privilege, you may not understand the need to make everyone else succeed. But if you're coming from a place of lack, you will discover that success can really go around. And I maybe from next year, how I'm so a bit free to do some of the things I'm doing now, but not even next year. What am I saying? Maybe from June, around that time, I may not be so a lot more free. So I'm just using this time to connect with as many people, do as many things as I can for people back home in Africa, back home, people who are hoping to grow. And I'm saying this because I'm a fundraising, not I don't want to use the word expert, but I would use the word fundraising professional, what people call or what I call a professional beggar for most organizations. So I'm very good in. I think I've told you guys this. I'm very good in asking corporate bodies, individuals, donors for money. I'm very good in donor retention, donor acquisition. I've worked with three international organizations, one in Germany, one in Nigeria, and one in the United States. So that should give you an idea of the space I find myself. So I've worked with people who have gotten funding worth millions and Plan International, where I worked in Washington D.C. I mean, we are talking about billions of dollars in funding across across the world, 55 countries, basically speaking. And then one other organization in Nigeria and in Germany. So money don't pass my hand. That's what I'm saying. It's not that it pass my hand enter my pocket to before person will come they toast me now. What I'm saying is that I've been able to be privileged enough to know how to get money funding from organizations, for organizations. Can you hear me, guys? guys believe that last year I brought out myself, reached out to some young non-profits, just all these young non-profits coming up in Nigeria and some parts of Africa. And I told them I was willing to offer some of my services for free, mentor them. I've been able to mentor a few organizations, maybe one or two, and put their organization strategy in place, help them with their fundraising. I have been appointed as a mentor for Leap Africa twice, for one organization in Ghana and one organization in Lagos. So I'm pretty good in mentoring non-profits. But I was really sick and tired, guys. After putting myself out there for these organizations, some of them will fix a date for a meeting. They never show up. They never respond to our email until when the meeting is passed, and then they'll be like, "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. I was busy. I did this." I was just tired of the whole shit, and I just decided to, what, fuck off, you guys. I just decided to be on my own. Right now, if I open my LinkedIn, show you guys, people are still asking me to come and help them with their strategy, do this, do that. I just told them straight up, um, if you're a new non-profit, you don't want to leverage on the experiences of other people, then you are a complete mess. Then it occurred to me that a lot of people who open non-profits in Nigeria, for instance, I don't know about other African countries, are doing it because they just want to be called founder, or what do they call it, CEO, or um I've never opened a non-profit before, but I've worked with non-profits, community-based organizations. In fact, I was even recognized by the United States Department of State. You guys have heard of Mandela Washington Fellowship. I've never opened a non-profit before, but my work in the non-profit space was recognized by the most powerful nation on earth. And then my own people, you fix a meeting with them to tell them, share resources with them the same way I'm sharing resources with you guys. They don't show up for meetings, and if they do, they come late. They give excuses. And then it dawned on me that many people who are actually opening all these things they call themselves founders are actually, they are not serious about it at all. Like if non-profits are actually working in Nigeria, if non-profits are actually working in Nigeria, truth be told, guys, half of what these messy politicians are doing, half of what your local government chairman is doing, they won't even dare do it. They won't even dare do it because there are not, it's called non-profits for a reason. Like, you literally are doing the work, but without profit. So people get to see that you're doing the work, and then they send money across to you. That's just how it works. Okay, so I was really pissed off. So this time around, I just left them. So sending me a message that you're interested in partnering with the health techies, or you want to use our resources and you don't show up. I mean, I'm very, very intolerant about it because you're wasting my time. If I do this for other countries, and even in the US, where these guys were even they wanted me to, when I volunteered for the youth engagement program in Michigan, they wanted me to stay back and still talk to the kids. And you wonder what exactly is wrong with the black man generally. Why do we not appreciate resources that comes from us? Okay, why do we need to wait to be fed? In a way that is very, very sick. Kind of make me wonder why my country Nigeria is the way it is, because basically speaking, people are organizations are not doing what they are supposed to do. So if you are really interested, I'm spending this much time to talk about it so that you and I, we don't waste each other's time. If you are interested, please let me know so that we can begin to do some mapping between this month and next month. We begin to talk about um, how much funding you may need for mobility's sake, and how many schools you've been able to reach. And we can talk about equipment we may need to hire to ensure that we talk to these young people in secondary schools, universities. Trust me, my life changed when a teacher introduced me to Microsoft in as far back as I think that was in 1996. Yeah, I think I was still in, I think, yeah, still in secondary school or rounding up in 1996. If not for that introduction made by a teacher, I wouldn't be aware of the whole internet world, the whole computer world, and things. Imagine what you can do to change the impact you and I can create for these young people. So I hope I made sense and I just didn't babble all through the first 15 minutes. So, Fortune, you say you studied accounting, you're working as a financial secretary. That's nice. You're making money from what you studied. That's nice. Not many people. Cindy, what did you study? Not many people are making money from what they studied. Victoria, what did you study? And Haley and Okoye. I want to know, guys. The question I'm asking before we start the class now, the question I'm asking is, what did you study in your university, and are you making money from that thing? If you can just type it out. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. 14. I think we should talk then. As a part that is basically focused on STEM education in secondary school and universities. If you're open for partnerships and where we can come in, where, yeah, I will be happy to know. So, okay, Victoria, you studied economics and yet still seeking for a job. Okay, I don't know what are your prospects. Studied economics. Jane studied international relations. Those days in the university, when we hear mass comm and international relations, they're really sexy courses. We always we always feel law, that these courses had some kind of poise. You studied law and yes, I'm making money from law. Nice. Jane, you're laughing. It's true now.
Please now, please,
You
I'm begging
studied
you.
social work. Okay, nice. Uh, Chronicles of an Abroad Somebody. Are you working on a social workspace? And it's social work. And if people in Nigeria are not so viable and visible the way they're supposed to be, maybe because the government is not looking at social work as something serious. I studied estate management and I'm a business manager for 7 years. Nice, 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 nice. Nice, nice. Accounting, but not making money from it. You don't want to. Banking and finance. Okay, you're making money from it. Um. Anyway, one of the things I want to start doing is career mentorship for young people. I don't know if it makes sense. Career mentorship for young people, like especially for recent graduates. If you are in final year, then I can start meeting someone. I have just these amazing ideas that I just need someone that would. I'm not a theoretical person like you guys would have known. Just say these things and then start working on it. No much protocols, because when I read you guys studied this, I'm like, okay. For instance, accounting and banking and finance. The career trajectory here, especially in 21st century, or what I'll call peri AI period, is you just go into fintech, for instance, financial technology. It's just the common sense way to go. If traditional banking is cool, but you can leverage on financial technology. Medical laboratory science, okay, that's nice. Estate management, this guy, if you are not making money from estate management, this is a big course really. You can, if you have a lot of money in your account, think about traveling to tourist areas, study real estate in a sense, so that you can maybe end up a broker or something like that, or just know how to get money from banks. If you are in Canada, brokers are very in demand. Public administration, customer service. So I could just literally look at what people study, and I'm like, okay, how are you going? How are you going about it? Put yourself in the shoes of the young people in your country, Nigeria or anywhere else, and you find out that a lot of people who studied whatever they studied, not all of them are actually making money from that thing. I had a classmate then who, after when we were in the final year, that was when she started bringing all these shoes and bags to school to sell. And I was like, why are you bringing this thing? Is this what you want to start doing now? She was like, my dear, um, I'm just here because my father wants me to be in school. That's no. I'm like, wow. So 4 years just to make your father proud. I'm so proud of your stupidity. I mean, I said this in my heart, but that's just the way it is. Chronicles, okay, yeah, that's true. Social work is so broad. Like in the US, Canada, in some of the Western countries, you guys are hot cake. You will never lack a job as a social worker. These are the people moving around and collecting children from Nigerians, especially those of them where they travel. They go beat your picking for UK. Your picking go, your picking will call the government, and then they'll come and yank you up. Anyway, thanks guys for dropping all the things you studied, and so good to see all of these things. Yeah, I wish it was mentored. Food science, Bukala. I have a friend who is actually in the UK. She also got into the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Her name is Food Maestro. Not her name. Her name is Immaculate, but the name of her organization is Food Maestro, and I think she's doing pretty well in food science. So, I mean, think about doing. You don't need to this type of course, food science. Into use, right? You could be a middleman between people who want to register their products with NAFDAC. There's really interesting stuff, guys. How I get to know these things, even when I don't work in all of these groups you've mentioned in, is really incredible. Like I can literally tell you, okay, if you are not making money from your course, this is what you should be looking at for free. I think I should be a career mentor. Anyway, let me share my screen and let's get to brass tacks because I'm done with that first 20 minutes of gist. And finally, guys, your internship projects, you guys will begin it today. If you're in the premium group, you'll have questions from Oluchi. Please start working on your internship so that you can meet up with your next course on SQL Server. That is for those who registered for the data analysis class. If you didn't register for the data analysis class, then after your internship, then you can begin to think about uh, joining the remote. Okay, I think the class starts this week, so you can start earning money already from it. Yes, so be seeing the children from Nigerians. All of them now where they do strong man and strong woman. Now go UK now they wear your picking because can you guys see my screen? Hello?
Hello. Yes, we can.
Can you?
Yes, yes, I
Right.
can see your screen.
So let me just round up what I needed to say about um, predictive analysis, guys. Let me see if I can. So let's look at predictive analysis quickly. We go to data analysis and then Kate, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
You see what? So the cat largest, let me say I want to put two, and the cat smallest, I want to put two. Then I click on OK. Ah, what? Sorry, I need to take this. All
please, I want to
right, so
ask.
that's it.
Sorry, please, I
Uh,
want to ask something. Can you share this material with us, please?
I think you guys have it.
Hello, are you there?
I'm here. Check your Discord server. It's there.
Okay, okay, all right. Thank you.
Mm. So, for those who just want to have a summary, descriptive statistics basically tells you, for instance, a summary of everything that you have done. Okay, so we have this here. So your column one, this one here is your installment rate. Okay, so the entire value, it gives you a mean for it. It gives you the standard error. You guys remember mean, median, and mode in mathematics, right? Are we still here?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Let me invite other people to join me live. So let me, if you want to join me live, guys, drop the link there. Chimere. Oh my God. Sorry. Is it Chimere?
Yes, sir.
Are you here?
Yes, I'm here with you.
So why are you not responding? You are live on live chat and you're not saying anything. Here, please.
I'm here with you,
Alabisi.
sir.
I'm with you.
All right. So please, guys, let's be responding. Let's make this lively for me as well. So if you are
Okay, sir.
just listening from the live chat, please join me.
Hey, it's true.
The descriptive statistics of the group of data set here. I hope if you remember your mean, median, and mode, take for instance, if I put this on a table, Control A, Control T, and I put this on a table, right? And then I come over here and I do my auto sum. Okay, you see my auto sum here is what 290 291.6. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys not hearing me? I
Two,
don't understand what's
two,
happening.
And
Can you guys see
291.6.
that?
your line is actually broken
291.
at some point.
Okay, good. Now, if you come here, you would see the sum is 291.6. Okay.
Yes.
So when you do your descriptive statistics, when you do your descriptive statistics, this is what you also get as well. Summary of the entire thing. You want to see the mean, you want to see the standard error, the median, the mode, standard deviation, simple variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, the sum, the count, the largest number, which is the second largest number, and then the second lowest number, and then the confidence level, which is 95%. All of this is where I got it. Okay, just go to your data, go to your data analysis, choose your descriptive statistics, click on value, which is the two columns here. And what are those column names? Let's check them out. Rate, installment rates, interest rates, and installment. So that's the two ones I highlighted. I want them to be grouped as columns. Okay, if you want them to be grouped as rows, you will discover that they will all become columns and columns as output range. You already know what that is, which is like summary statistics, summary statistics, which is the entire chart.
Okay.
Confidence level for mean, I want to see that it is 95% certain of the mean it's giving me. The second largest word, or sorry, second largest numerical, and the third smallest have this. So if anyone ever asks you to give them a summary of the data set, use your descriptive statistics under the data analysis toolpack to solve for that problem. Do you guys understand me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So explain something. Okay, let me copy this. Or rather, let me do this. Let me copy this, and copy this, and I'm gonna come here and paste it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Who be that? All right. So I want us to look at this. We have category, we have sales, and then we have profits. So what we want to do now is we want to do a regression analysis. Okay. Remember when we were talking about regression analysis yesterday? My notes is still here with me.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're going to notes today. This is correlation. This is this one was what? Positive. Do you guys remember?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
This one was what? Uncorrelated. This
Good.
one
Yeah.
is what?
Negative.
Negative. This is we also have an explanation of what correlation is. And remember, anytime you see correlation coefficient, it means you have to see R, or that it was it is. And then you have all of this, a summary of what we discussed yesterday. And we also have regression of y on x. In other words, you see y, we are looking at the dependent variable, and you see x, we are looking at the independent variable. And
Good.
then this
Variable.
is the regression. This is a
Equation.
regression equation. Okay, this is a regression equation, which is y is a function of x. Y is a function of x. There's another one which I'm going to share with you guys in form of a video, just one of the previous classes I made on regression analysis. Different from what I'm teaching you guys totally, but also very, very similar. But there's something else I want to teach you guys today. But let's go back to our Excel and based on regression analysis. So we come to data analysis and we choose regression. And then we click on OK. Remember, what is our y-axis again? Dependent variable, right? Or independent variable? Which one?
Dependent variable.
Good. So between sales and profit, which one is the dependent variable?
Sales.
Profits.
Is a profit.
Are you sure?
Profits.
Profit is a dependent
It's
variable
dependent.
because profit depends on sales. Okay,
Sales. Yeah, that's right.
you cannot make sales on your own. You need it depends, and then your x-axis is what is the independent variable. It can stand on its own. Meaning, if I remove this profit column, you would still see that there was sales of furniture and this. But if you remove the sales column, it's not going to make sense that you just have the category and the profit, because we don't know how did we get the profit? How much did we sell from the furniture? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. A bit.
So we have our independent variable, which is a y, and let's say confidence level. Let's just leave all of this shit. Choose our output range. Choose choose
New
it
option.
somewhere here, and leave our residuals checked, and then click on OK. Viola. So my job now, right now, is to explain what we have, just so you will make a fool of yourself. So now, can someone tell
Okay.
me to explain the multiple R? Is it what does it mean, guy? What does it mean? How, if you are asked to interpret this data, what would you say, given what I taught you guys?
Multiple.
It means that there were a lot of positive coefficients.
Okay, the multiple coefficients were positive because there's no negative sign there. Good. And then there's something else I want to teach you guys today. Let's look at the word significance F. If you have your notes, you may want to write because this is not part of. If you guys are all statistics students, I shouldn't be explaining this. So anytime you hear
Significance.
of the word significant F, what does it mean? So let's make a note about this value, significant F. Okay, can you see my screen? I'm
Yes.
Yeah.
going to highlight it. So we'll talk about each of them. And then uh, we have coefficients here. I'm sure you all know what coefficients are. We have standard error, we have t, we have p-value. So we're going to look at p-value, which is very, very important. So I'm going to mention the things that are very important here for us to just have an understanding. We have coefficients, then we have these residuals. Okay, are you guys interested in this topic, or let me just leave it and then we'll go and attend to another subject?
No, we're interested.
Let me check the comment section because only Jane is talking. My screen is blurry. Please zoom out. I think we've talked about it many times. Zoom out, increase. How do you know the figure to use on the K largest? And it all depends on you. Maybe you can put one, play around it. Okay, you can put one and see what it is going to show. It's going to show you just one of the maybe the smallest number or the largest number. Okay. All right. I can see some interest. So let's continue. I should add some people. All right, so let's look at it. The first thing that we need to look at is, let me see if I can write a note on this stuff. This is supposed to be a text box. All right, so the first thing I'm going to look at is significance. Okay, it works. Significant F and P values. Okay. Let me open this up. So, what do you understand about p value? Is there any of you here that understand anything about p value? Have you heard of the word before? Please, or those on the live chat, help me check the comment section. Or is there any of you that understand the meaning of p-value? Anybody?
Mm, mm. No, sir.
Oh,
Okay, so anytime you hear of the word p-value, you're actually looking at probability value. That's what it means, okay? Probability
yeah.
value. And what exactly is it? Hmm? What it means is that it is any value between 0 and 1. It's as simple as that. Now, the thing is, how do you determine what the p-value is? To determine what a p-value is, scientists use, let me expand it, use what is called statistical hypothesis.
Statistical
Hypothesis.
hypothesis. Okay.
Hypothesis test. In other words, you'll be hearing things like p-test and one-way ANOVA. Guys, your job is to go and do further research on p-value. In other words, let me explain what this means. In other words, the smaller the p-value, the greater the evidence that the null hypothesis is wrong. We can also explain p-value is a statistical measurement used to validate a hypothesis against observed data. In other words, the lower the p-value, the greater the statistical significance. I'm going to explain some of this of the observed difference. Then another thing I want to note here is that when you see something like 0.05, this means that the result is not statistically significant. If you see that sign, is it greater than or less than?
Greater than.
Good. So result is statistically significant. Then finally, if you have a result like 0.01, greater than 0.01, sorry, less than, the result is highly statistically significant. Right. So these are the notes I would love you to keep on this topic. Anytime you see p-value, remember it's a probability value. A better way to show you is actually to show you a graph of what p-value looks like.
Okay. I've seen something like this
Right.
before.
So you guys can check this out on your you can check this out on your own. You can see how the graph looks like most of the time. Now, this clearly explains it like a projectile motion. It comes all the way down here. So, if you want to ask, what is the p value of a plane crashing? What is the p value of a plane crashing? If you go back to our notes, and maybe there's a meter reading, if you're about to land a plane and then you have 0.001 or 0.06 or 0.010 showing on your meter, it means that you are going to learn the numbers are not statistically significant. You are going to learn without any issue. If you have less than zero point 0.5 statistically significant, that is when you may probably make a call. Okay, our temperature is beginning to rise. But if you have a result that is less than 0.01, it means it is highly probable that your plane is going to crash. Those of you who are in this class, so this p-value is mostly the value you see almost towards the end of any trajectory. For instance, do you guys remember the chart that we the data set we had for Victoria yesterday?
Yes, about
Yes.
correlation.
Hello
Yes, we
guys, do you
remember.
Positive.
guys remember?
Yes, we remember.
So
Yeah.
okay, good. If we want to look at that data set again, let me see if I have it. I hope I didn't delete it. I hope I didn't delete it. Oh my god, I just remembered. Did we talk about index match array solution with control shift and enter,
No.
No,
and array solution without control shift and enter?
no,
No,
No.
we didn't.
Did we or we didn't?
We
we
did
We
not.
did
didn't.
not.
You guys were not interested now because I'm thinking I'm done with index match. So nobody dragged my attention back to it. I just
We
felt
didn't know
okay,
about
we
it.
are done. Let's move on. There are actually three other methods to solve for index match, complex index match. I only showed you guys the first method, which we had to
Yeah.
combine these two rows.
Yes,
We
that's
had to
right.
combine these two rows. That's the first method. There's another method I should have shown you, and then there's another one, two other methods. But people have not been watching or following, so I'm not going to waste my time.
Please now.
Ah, me too.
We are watching now.
I'm looking for the data sets I had for Victoria so that I can teach you guys what you can begin to look at for. Let's see. I'm not sure I saved it.
We can do it quickly now.
So I saved it. Anyway, I think the summary of that project was it positive or negative?
It was positive.
It was positive, yes.
It was positive.
It was Yeah, it was positive because there's a vertical there's a
Because the
vertical
higher,
graph showing that
yes,
the higher the amount, the
the
more
longer the
duration or the
duration.
more time you spend. Yes, yes, good. So we are to if we are even the data set is still here, and I wanted us to check for the p value. What do you think would have been the p value? Looking at this, would you have gotten a 0.05 and above, or some less than 0.05, or a negative 0.0? Just think. What do you think would have been the p value?
Negative.
That is greater than,
Greater than what?
that's greater than 0.05.
If it's greater than 0.05, it means that it will not be positive anymore because it's not statistically significant.
True. So it's less than 0.05
It has to be
because
less than to make it
it's less
statistically
than.
significant. Yes. So if we look at this data set, what do you think? Is this positive or negative? And is it the p value here? Do you think that it has any bearing on the data set?
The p
What it
value there is
shows here,
quite
right?
high,
Yes, it's,
which
it's
means it's
high, and that
statistically
means
significant.
if you look if we look at the data set we have, what does it
Mm.
say? It says that anything that is greater than 0.05, it shows
0.05.
that the result is not statistically what? Significant.
Significant.
And if you want to round this up, what we have here is actually 0.1.
89.
If you want to round this up,
Yeah, I want to
0.1.
approximate
That
it.
is what we have here for p value.
It's more than 0.1. It's almost 1.
Yes, approximately 0.
If you want to approximate it,
If you want to approximate it, 1.0, that is,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So, and what does it say? It says that p value is any value between 0 and 1. And it says the smaller the p value, the greater the evidence that the null hypothesis is wrong. And if you go to check what is the meaning of null hypothesis and why is it
0.
important? If you can even see this is something you guys may consider. Um, this let me. Can you see this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to just screenshot it right now.
So values of p, if it is greater than
Greater than 0.
0.10, it means that there is no evidence at the null hypothesis. Yes. You can see the second one. It means there's weak evidence against the null
hypothesis.
hypothesis. And the third one, it says there's the hypothesis. And the fourth one, it says there is good evidence against the null hypothesis. And the sixth one says there is strong evidence against the null hypothesis. And the last one, there is very strong evidence against the null hypothesis. So our next question now should be what is null hypothesis, right?
Yeah.
Good. And you see this. Who can read what's there, please?
A null hypothesis is a form of hypothesis that is deemed true until proven wrong based on experimental data.
Good. Now let's look at our data on Victoria. Do we think that the null hypothesis is true or false, given the data that was presented to us? If we say that Victoria would only stay longer with a man that can afford to keep her longer, and we say it is true, given the data presented to us, can we agree that it is true or we would argue otherwise?
It's true.
It's
It's
true.
true. Good. It is true. Therefore, we can deem our null hypothesis to be true. So it is basically hypothetical, meaning we are not in Victoria's mind. She can just wake up one morning, just like our dear Jane, and say, you know what, I think I repent of all my sins. I'm no longer going to go out because I want money. I want to go out because I'm looking for love. And for this
Why?
Abuja, I am going to look for love. Hallelujah. She can
Amen.
just wake up and change her mind that way. Now, it doesn't mean that we are going to all of a sudden say, Victoria, it's no longer going after X because of money. We need to have another new set of data that shows that she has actually
Yes,
changed her mind. Are we following, guys?
Yes, sir.
yes.
You see all
Yes.
those, mad people. Anyway, let me not use the word mad. You see all those crazy people. They mean the same thing, but it doesn't matter. See all those crazy people that say, don't judge me by my past." What
By
do you
my
think
past.
about them?
They are mad.
Oh yeah, oh, they keep quiet now. They know themselves.
We
Don't judge me
we
by
need
my
new set
past.
of data to prove that they are
Exactly.
not like their past.
Exactly. Exactly. You feel me? So
Yes.
this is just it. Huh? You don't just wake up after enjoying your life and messing
Mm,
around, and then you want to come and meet fine bobo like me. And then all of a
I believe
sudden
it.
you say, this guy is husband material. Oh. Let me just maintain. And then I'll tell you, you know what? You see, this relationship is not relating. It's not relating at all. This vibe I am seeing, it's not vibing. And you say, no,
There's
no,
no
no, don't,
correlation.
don't, don't. I know people. Yeah, there's no correlation. You are there, my brother. I feel you now. You begin to use your analytical language. All of a sudden, she'll be like, oh, darling, forget about it. I am not my past. Don't judge me by my past. So if you are a data analyst, right, you understand that that hypothesis is false. It, it
Mm,
it is going to be deemed false in that case. So the best way not to be judged by your past is actually to bring up a new data set, right? Do things that your past will be angry about. Do things that will change. Repent with your actions, not with your words. And with that new data, I can begin to judge you beginning anew. Okay? You cannot scam somebody in the past, and then when you meet me, you say you have repented. No, I need to test that hypothesis to know that it is not a null hypothesis. Okay?
mm.
I need to test it. Am I making sense? Do you understand how these things work now?
Yes, sir.
Good. So it says the smaller the p value, the greater the evidence that the null hypothesis is wrong. In other words, the smaller they let me not use smaller this case, the less you cheat, all of a sudden you can't just come up and say, oh, I'm no longer a cheat, I'm no longer stealing, I'm no longer a scam, I'm no longer X or Y. No, you can't say it with just your words. What you are going to do is you need to reduce your p-value. Hmm? Today, when you go and meet your boyfriend or girlfriend, just call them, oh, be more sweetie. I discovered that your p-value is very high, oh, darling. You need to reduce it. You say, what do you mean? Yeah, sit down, let me lecture you. According to my teacher, if you reduce your p-value, it means that the evidence that you are still cheating is not true anymore. Do you understand? The evidence that you are still doing X is no longer deemed true. That is why you have to reduce your hypothesis or your p-value. If your p-value is still high, are we still here, guys?
Yes, right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are.
We are here.
Hello, guys. Are we still
Yes,
here?
we're here. We're here.
Yes, we're here, sir.
Hello.
Hi,
Sir,
sir.
we are here.
So, okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Good. Can someone read what they have there for null hypothesis?
Should I go again or someone else wants to do?
Yeah, go again, please.
Okay. A hypothesis that proposes that no statistical
Go on.
evidence exists. Okay, a hypothesis that proposes that no statistical significance exists in a set of given observations and is used to assess the credibility of her hypothesis by using sample data.
In other words, all this big grammar is just to explain exactly what I've said. Hmm? Null hypothesis is an hypothesis that tells you that something is no longer true because there is no longer a credible assessment of that sample. You know, when somebody tells you that, oh, Jane, why are you still dating this guy? Come on. After all he has done to you, after all he's mistreated you, he never gives you money to buy shawarma. He didn't even assist you when you were looking for rent. He hasn't done X or Y. You know all those GC people just now. Jane, you and your friend about that
I
guy.
don't know. I don't
And then
know.
all of a sudden, Jane would be like, no, given the new data that have been presented to me, he has reduced his going out. He has done X or Y. What are you trying to do actually? You are trying to falsify the evidence that your boyfriend's p-value is increasing. You are trying to make sure that his p-value has decreased. Think about p-value as the devil's workshop or the dirt in the cone. If you think about p-value that way, then you are a little bit closer to understanding how should you explain the p-value. This thing I'm saying, you may not really get a grasp of it until you find yourself in a financial firm and people want to know whether their business is in the precipice of destruction or not. And then you go and say, God, this is your business, they make money. Oh. How many of you have ever been in a situation where you see people driving cars, nice cars, they live in very good houses, but they can't afford to eat 3 square meals? How many of you have experienced that situation, or maybe a story someone told you?
Yes.
How many of you? Like you know somebody driving a nice car, staying in a nice apartment, but the person cannot afford 3 square meal every single day. You've experienced stuff like that. So
Yes.
if you have, then you will definitely understand why credibility is based not on appearance but on what the data is telling you. Because appearance could be very, 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 very deceptive. So you're going to be in your stead to explain that, look, this person is no longer this way. So if we probably look at more examples of null hypothesis, you will definitely see this is a very good example of null hypothesis. Application of biofertilizer eggs do not increase plants' growth. The null hypothesis is a hypothesis which the researcher tries to disapprove or nullify. So you can see it exists in even those of you that are into agriculture. So let's look at another one. Null hypothesis is statistical relationship that exists between the plant growth and the different forms of water used in watering the plants. So in this case, think about it this way. Null hypothesis is a relationship that exists between your boyfriend's change of attitude and the different experiences that you are now having because of that change of attitude. Um,
Hmm?
I'm trying to simplify this as in the best way I can. I hope I don't confuse you guys, because most of the times statisticians, when they explain these things, they don't care to simplify. They don't care to simplify it. It's better to just explain it the way they want to explain it, and then they just feel um, this is cool. I am what is the default, the status quo. I am already accepted, can only be rejected. The burden of proof is on the alternative. I am the null hypothesis. This is cool. So HO null hypothesis is a form of hypothesis that is deemed proven wrong based on experimental data. So I think I've explained this totally. I hope by also showing you guys how I make my own research, I am very good with understanding things with pictures, and I'm very good with understanding things with pictures. You notice that I didn't care to go and read I had to come here and read tons of articles about null hypothesis, right? I didn't open any of these. This is not how I do my research, especially if I want to understand something in a very simple way. I just go and check the image, okay, and then make relation. Okay, this is it. So did you guys understand about null hypothesis? So that we move on. Hello?
Yes, sir. We are
Hi.
hearing you.
Hello. Yeah.
Are you guys still here?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
here.
Hello?
Yes, we
Hello, we are here.
Okay, good. So far, any question? Any question about p-value null hypothesis?
No.
All right. So another thing I want to explain. Remember when we were talking about temperature and
GDP.
GDP? You guys remember?
Hmm. Yes.
Yep.
Temperature and GDP. Yes.
Yes.
Let me
Yes, we
see.
remember.
Yeah, let me do this. Let me do this quickly. Let me remove this. I want to have another data set now to explain coefficients for you guys. To explain coefficients. Is this so I want to have ice cream, then I want to have temperature.
Mr. David, we can see your screen, please.
So these are the
We
ice
can see
cream
your
sales.
screen.
Oh, okay, sorry. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so we have ice cream sales and then the temperature. I want to remove this. Uh, 5 degrees, 40, no, 25 for uh, 20, 20, 30, 22, and 35. Okay. So I want to remove this. Totally not important for me now. So let's just look at ice cream sales and temperature. You remember those times? Did any of you go to some of the secondary schools some of us went to?
Yes.
This was like maybe over 10 years ago. We always buy ice cream. We'll be licking it when the sun is pretty much high up there, and
Yeah.
we want to calculate. Jane, I can see you are smiling. It reminds you of something, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really fun at the time. There were different
Yeah.
types of ice cream packaged. Some would come in the nice bicycle kind
Nylon.
of
Yeah.
lickable ice cream. Some would come in a nylon, yeah. So it was really interesting. You discover that a lot of people would buy. In fact, you get to sell more when the temperature is pretty very hot. True of us.
True.
Good. So we'll probably want to look at if we the first thing we want to look at here is let's want to look at the p-value for this ice cream and temperature sales. So we go to regression, the input range, which is a dependent variable, this one, and then we go the independent variable, which is the ice cream. Okay, cream sales. Then we leave this right here at the bottom. Gonna put this here, and every other thing that's nice, and then click on OK. Good. So this is our regression statistics. We can see our p-value is okay. It's pretty much fine. So our p-value is okay, right? There's no negative there, and it's within range. That is within 0 and 1. So that's fine. So we have checked our p-value, and then we can predict that we are on the right page. Our significant self is also positive. Can check that out. Multiple R, which is coefficient, is also okay. So you would see that this is what I want us to concentrate on now. We have looked at p-value on significant self and multiple regression. We want to look at the coefficient, which is 4, 1, blah, 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 and then the x
Miss-
variable. So we want to look at it. And we want to tell ourselves that, you know what, our ice cream, which is y in this case, let me show you. Our dependent variable y equals to ice cream. Let me ice ice cream sale. Okay, equals to this, which is 24 points. You have to copy that. Put this here. Ice cream sale equals to this. Okay, I need to type that manually now. 24.601
1, 8, 8, 8, 8.
888 was round plus the temperature of the day. Okay, what's the temperature of the day? You look at temperature of the day. So we're going to put this up. 5621 plus 562.00 multiplied by temperature of the day, 25. So that's the formula for you to find the coefficients.
What happened?
What happened?
Dave was muted though.
Oh, maybe it's a mistake.
Yeah, I guess so.
Please, like, do you guys understand this new one? Because I don't understand it.
Not enough to ask.
I will need to go by it again.
What about
We need to watch the
significance
clip
F?
again.
Did he touch the?
tell you.
When did he teach significance F? Oh God, I beg.
He just pin now.
I couldn't even jot anything down. So I was trying to see if I'll get at least a point, but the whole thing
Which
is
of
just,
them? I did some
He has
jotting.
not
Sha. Which
tweeted
of
yet.
them?
I don't know, like the p value, the
Oh, I
null,
got the
No,
p value. I got the p value.
really.
Yes. So
How
what the p?
but how it
right?
relates to
Do you know how to find it?
You mean the formula? You
Yeah,
mean how
yeah,
to find the p value?
yeah.
It's when you use the data analysis tool, it automatically shows now. You don't have to do anything else.
Oh, really?
Hello, please.
Yes.
Good day. Why is Mr. David muted? What happened?
we don't know yet.
I don't know myself, but
Oh,
man.
Let
it's
me
well.
see if maybe he doesn't know that he's muted. Let me just
Okay, I
ask.
think he's back on. He's back on now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so can you hear, guys? Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, good. So what we are trying to do now is to solve for the coefficient of the ice cream cell. In other words, if you remember what coefficient is all about, we want to find out what is the relationship between the ice cream cells and the temperature. Is there any relationship? That is simply what we want to find out. We want to know if it is related, if it is positive. For us to find that out, that is why I brought up this formula. Okay? The y, which is we want to call it in this case the coefficient of the ice cream cell, equals to, they have already given you the coefficient. Okay? So you have to add it with the ice cream sales that was made and then multiply it with the temperature. So if we want to try this, um, we can just copy this.
So is there no general formula?
I think I gave that general formula. You guys didn't
Okay,
follow
is
up.
it that
Look at it now.
y equals ax plus b?
Yes, that is it. That is what we've been trying to do. Look at it now.
Okay, okay.
You guys have not been following. It will.
And we don't know which one is A, we don't know which one is B. That's why I just
Yeah, as well.
I don't expect you to get everything I'm saying today, but I expect you to have an idea that you can build your understanding of these things. Because trust me, I don't want you guys to get misplaced when you hear of regression, statistical analysis, and things like that. It's a little bit more complicated than what I'm teaching you now, but trust me that this is one of the best ways to understand how to solve this. So if you see y to be your coefficient, multiply a variable, okay, which is your dependent variable, multiply it with your coefficient. I'm going to send you guys a video that will make this clearer, the one of the classes I taught, and then add
okay.
what you have with the coefficient that was given to you.
Hmm?
Let me see if there's a place because I'm actually ending this section now. You can go check out if you want to read on your own on this coefficient stuff. So that is exactly what I did here. And when you add this plus this multiplied by 25, or in other words, you can put 5, 6, 8 if now you get your coefficient. And one of the ways you can use your coefficient, your regression analysis, is by method of forecasting. For instance, let's just add this up. We say equals to, let me say, 24.601 plus 562.00 multiplied by 25. Okay, so this is basically it. If I want to reduce, yeah. So it's basically saying that, let me explain what this means. It's saying that it means that for every temperature of 0.1 units, the ice cream sales increases by 14 0.75, sorry, 0.75.1 units dollars. So if I can expand this so that you guys will see what that it means. So this is its coefficients. Okay. So I'm going
So
to end this class here so that I don't confuse you guys the more.
I noticed something. You didn't need to put
But
the
before
brackets.
we, no, I didn't need to put a bracket. As long as it's
The
positive,
Excel,
plus
Excel
multiplication, all
just
those things,
recognize.
we don't need to put. Yeah, Excel just
Excel
does
just
it.
on its own use board mass.
hmm So you don't need to know maths now, Abby. So
Excel just
I
use
want
board
to
mass
put
on its own.
mm, the differences between correlation and regression. You can write this as your notes while we talk about it. The first one is that we're looking at um, whether variables under a study are correlated. The second reason or the second thing you should know about correlation is what is the strength of their association. Okay. Now under regression, we have something like a functional relationship. This is where I've been using um, Jane's boyfriend, and he's no longer who he used to be. So that's a functional relationship. Okay. So it's basically regression is basically telling you the functional relationship between variables. Anytime you think about Jane and her boyfriend, remember regression. In other words, we are looking at y equals to f, sorry, y equals to f multiplied by x. That's the formula. So it's nothing different plus c. Okay. And then the second thing is it makes to make future projection of events. So Ben can tell you that this guy has changed. I'm telling you, Jessica, he has changed. I can't believe it. Do you know that these days he even takes me out? Oh my God, this is the man I wanted, Jay. This is the man I wanted. So you can now
If
predict
you
that okay, Jen is going to get married to this guy. in a few minutes.
Yeah. To make projection of an event.
So those are the differences. If you get these differences, you are very, very okay with understanding most of these things I just wrote here, guys. Like I said, I'm going to send a video so that you guys will understand other ways you can explain this data set. Remember, there was a time I mentioned ANOVA, right? Remember, was the time I mentioned ANOVA. Let's look at the notes
Yes.
so you can. There was a time I mentioned ANOVA. I wasn't drunk when I mentioned it. If you look at the notes here, what does it say about ANOVA? To determine what a p-value is, scientists use what is called statistical hypothesis tests. Example, t-test and one-way ANOVA. If you go back to our Excel, you are definitely going to see um, ANOVA. This is it right here. This is how scientists are able to test it. So if you are wondering what is significance F is a value under a test like ANOVA trying to tell you that that your data set shows a certain percentage of passing the test. In other words, you don't pass the test. For instance, when you get to tell your friend that this guy is X or Y, your friend will not believe it. Your friend will want to put him to test. Probably even call him and try to maybe do some funky things around him to see if he will fall. That's their ANOVA test. Okay. And if she calls your friend or your boyfriend to test if he's still messing up, and then he passes the test, what happens? You also insert your significance F. In other words, tell yourself that look, this guy, I agree. I agree now that this guy is not who I thought he was. So he has changed. You can now agree. I think there is an explanation to significance before we open our Power Query Editor. Significance F. Okay. Regression analysis. If I start explaining, some people will run away from this class.
Oh
We
my
will
god.
not run.
It's a comment section though.
So you can see this
Let,
is
let
what
me see.
significant.
Let me see the comments. Let's say something.
Some people will
Like,
just
didn't use
run
the
away.
power query. No,
Today's
it's a
class.
phone.
Okay, let's look at.
Mm.
Okay, can you read what's there, please?
We cannot
Anybody?
see clearly.
Can't see anything. Okay.
Okay. The F test of overall significance in regression is a test of whether or not your linear regression model provides a better fit to a data set than a model with no predictor variables. Linear regression needs the relationship between the independent and dependent variables to be linear.
So even if you don't understand anything, at least you understand the second sentence,
Yeah, the second sentence is more.
Linear regression.
Yeah,
right?
Yep.
You know
linear.
what linear is, straight line. And if there is a relationship between independent and dependent variables, it means that the F test will definitely show what? Positive. If there's no relationship between dependent and independent variable, the F test will show what? Uncorrelated. If there's no relationship, maybe it's a downward spiral, it moves from the top to the bottom, it's going to show what? Negative. I don't know how else the seriousness of statistics. Okay, let's look at this. Someone asked this on Quora. Maybe I told you guys to register on Quora. How many
Yeah.
of you are on Quora?
Yeah,
I
I'm a
am.
bro. I am.
If you are not on, yeah, if you are not on Quora, please go and register. You can see my picture is there. Own anything, right there. Someone asked a question on see related question. What is the significance of F in Excel regression? What is the F in regression analysis? So if you after this class, if you still come back and say you don't understand, I will ask you how many people have you interacted with? How many people have you reached out to on a place like Quora? Because you can see people are giving responses. For this guy gave a response 3 years ago, and he says from Google search and F-test in regression compares the fit of different linear models. The F-test of the overall significance is a specific form of the F-test. You see different types of all these multiple R. You can see these guys, can you? R squared, adjusted R squared, standard error of the deviation, observations, Excel regression analysis explained. You can see all of this. P value, which I just explained to you guys. Can you guys see this from somebody? And over 4,000 people have read this, including myself. So if you are not on Quora and you say you want to be serious with your analysis and things, I think you are missing out. Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if there is any question, this is the time to ask. If there's no question, I'll stop sharing my screen so that you guys will share your screen. Let's do a little bit of introduction to Power Query Editor. Meanwhile, guys, I need to have a class with you guys during the week. My last class with you during the week. So, and that class is completely advanced. It's a very important class if you want to get into advanced Excel. Uh, and if you want to fall in love with programming in Excel, I bet a lot of you don't know you can code in Excel. Is there any question about regression analysis, correlation, and all of those things? Any question? You can always build on this knowledge I've given to you as much as possible. If there's any time you forget about correlation and regression analysis, please remember Jane and her boyfriend, remember temperature, remember GDP, remember ice cream, remember temperature, remember what else is I think that is it. So let's look at Power Query, guys. Which of you is willing to share the screen with the installed software? I'm ending the class right away because I'm not in line. It's I see in my laptop where said if Microsoft or you have Microsoft, the recent versions of it will come automatically with your Power Query editor. If you don't have it, then it means you have a later version of Excel which doesn't take in Power Query editor. So who is sharing? Who is sharing? Are we still here?
Yes, we are here.
Mute. Should we
Yes.
are here? Should I
Yes.
share? Or someone who wants to share?
Share if you are ready. Share. Please, you people should not ask me how can you install Power Query editor. YouTube is there. Go and watch how to install Power Query editor. When are we going to have that class, guys?
Let's
Let's have
have
a
it on
vote. Monday
Thursday.
to Monday to Thursday.
Thursday, please.
Between Monday and Thursday.
Let's
No,
have
no,
it on
no, no.
Wednesday.
Okay, yeah, between Monday.
Thursday. Can we have it on Thursday? I don't know if
Those of you
Thursday.
listening, nobody is typing anything, or I should be autocratic. Anyway, we are going to
Okay.
meet on Tuesday on 9 a.m. my time. As Tuesday. Sorry, Wednesday. Do I? What do I have? What do I have? What do I have?
Please,
What do I have on
Thursday.
Excuse
I
me.
don't
Can
know.
Wednesday?
can you see my screen?
Can we make it on Thursday? I think a whole lot of people are voting for Thursday. I don't know.
Anyway, I will discuss. I'll check my calendar, guys, and get back to you about the class. See your
Okay.
screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can.
Okay. This is its number, Mr. David. Is he out?
Okay. So, all right. So, open your Jane. I need you
Hello.
to respond as fast as you can. I can hear you. Can you
Um.
hear me?
Yes, I'm responding now. Your voice was breaking. Where should I open?
Go go to your
Your
park.
voice is breaking.
Go to your Power Query editor. Open it. Menu should be there, or your developer.
I should open what?
Go to home first.
Click on the.
Uh-huh. Home menu.
Is your cursor moving? Because I'm not seeing your
Yes,
cursor
it's
moving.
moving. It's moving.
We can't.
Can you guys see her cursor moving?
No.
Can you see it now?
Okay,
Seems
so it's
another
not just
person.
me.
Seems another
No, we
person have
can't.
to share then. Someone else to share then because I don't know what's happening. I'm moving my cursor
It's not
and I don't
moving.
know.
Who else want
It's
to
not.
share? Who else wants to share?
Let me see.
If you can hold on for me a minute, because I'm using my phone. I want to connect my system.
Let me see.
Okay. There's no one willing to share. Then
I
we
want to
can
share,
ask
but I want
for
to
the
connect my
next, the
system.
last. If you are ready to share, just go ahead and share.
How did they share this thing, Seth?
Where you see present. That's how they share it.
Okay.
Present. Present. Yes. Just click on it. You will be
Share
able
screen, right?
to. Yes. Go to share screen. They'll show you a menu option where you have to choose the window tab that you want to share. You can either share all screens or you can share just the one you prefer.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my
Yeah.
screen?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
It's coming up.
Yeah, it's up.
Okay, so I'm going to data. Then in my case, I think it's under. Is it new query?
Okay. 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 Good. Nice. 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 So
New query, right?
just give me a minute, guys.
Okay.
Now check your Discord server, everyone. the Excel material that we are going to be using for your Power Query. Your Power Query. Let me drop it now on your X on Discord server. Your Power Query tax. I'm unavailable. Na, 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 na. I'm unavailable.
What's unavailable again?
I'm unavailable. La 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 la. Have you guys seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Calendar table,
Another
return
table and
analysis,
which analysis.
return analysis.
So there are two, there are retail analysis, and I take you through how we can navigate it on Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor is an amazing feature that you can use in a software like Microsoft Excel and of course Power BI. For those who registered for the data analysis class, you're going to use Power Query
Your voice is
Editor
don't know if
in
it's
your
Please, the
me.
voice is breaking.
Power BI. But if you have if you have an understanding
Your
Microsoft
voice is breaking, sir.
Excel, you are not going to have big challenge when you are talking about Power Query Editor in Power BI, which is a visual analyst using other software, of course. So first thing we can see, we have the get external data. You have the new query, you have show queries from table recent sources, refresh all connections, sort filter, blah, blah, blah. So I want you to click on new query. There's a drop down. Click on the drop down. All right. So now new queries basically means what are you bringing into your Excel sheet? So do you want to bring it from a file? Do you want to bring it from a database? Do you want to bring it from other sources or do you want to combine queries? So open the arrow, just click on the arrow or take your cursor to the arrow after from file. Let's see what's there. From file at the top.
Okay.
Good. So from file, read what you have.
The very first one is from a workbook. Second from CSV,
From CSV,
from
from H.
XML,
Mhm.
from text, from folder.
So that file I sent to you, where does it fall in here?
Okay, that will be from, it should be from folder. If we saved it on a folder.
Where does it? No, I didn't send a folder. I sent two files.
Okay, one
Except
is
when you download anything, it goes into a particular folder. Actually, it's
okay,
from a workbook.
one is text, and one is a
Workbook.
workbook.
Good. So workbook. You can see it's already there's a symbol showing you that that workbook is basically Excel workbook. The retail analysis webinar
Yes.
file I sent is a Excel workbook. If you see any file that is CSV from HTML, those other functions, but click on from workbook and then click on the file that you just downloaded.
It's not on my laptop yet, too. So it's not going to show.
Oh my God. Why?
I just
Why is it
You
not
get me?
brought to your Discord server? Why not just download it?
My Discord is on my phone.
Oh,
Who has
Quickly send
downloaded
it
it
to your
on his laptop and what? Who got it? Who got it? Downloaded. You guys are wasting time. Oh.
Samuel.
I don't have it. I don't.
Samuel, are you the one sharing the screen?
I don't have the Power Query on my phone. I mean, on my
Oh,
laptop.
so who is sharing the screen? Is it Che
It's,
Mary?
it's,
Yes,
it's showing-
Chimera sharing screen.
Che Mary,
yeah.
quickly share the file on your Gmail. Then log into your Gmail on your laptop. You can just get it from there at once.
Because you share the file on my Gmail.
Share it to your own email address. Then you have your email address on
Do you
your
or do you
on
have your
your
WhatsApp on your system? Do you have your
yes,
WhatsApp?
yes.
I
You
have
can
my
even link
WhatsApp
your
on my
WhatsApp on your system.
And just send it to
Open it now.
your
Open
WhatsApp
it on
and
your system.
put it on your system.
And download
yeah,
it.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I already have it on my system.
Share it now.
Share your screen now. Let me see if you have it. I don't
It's not
actually have the
sharing. Maybe
Power
it needs to
Query app.
share so I can share.
I don't
Maybe
even
it
know
will
why
stop
my own is
sharing so
not
I can
working.
share.
Okay, let me stop
Let the
sharing
person
now so
stop
you can share
sharing so I
yours.
can share.
Yeah, I've stopped sharing.
Who else is here? I can't leave. We are in.
Well, let me see. Can you share yours?
I'm trying to share. Can't you see me?
No.
I'm coming. Let me share again. Are you seeing my screen now?
Not yet.
It's not sharing.
No.
Can you see it?
Not at all.
No.
No.
Ah,
No, we cannot.
Okay, it's coming up now. Is this your screen?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Mr. David is on.
Go to where did you even access that one from?
This is the retail analysis file.
Excel now.
Go to data.
Go to your Power Query.
This one. Yeah. New
Mm-hmm.
query.
Drop down.
Yeah.
Yes, from
From what
workbook.
book? Yeah.
Then get this Excel file. Yep.
Okay, that's
Import.
it. Import.
Connecting. But why is my own not even working? Because I don't understand. Let me see.
All right. Good guys. Now I want you to cancel this and send to you. Let's look at it first. Just cancel this thing. Or means anyone, just remove it. Good. What do you guys notice on the screen? What do you notice on the screen?
Mhm.
Come on, guys. This
It
is
has the
just
customer's detail. It
observation
has the
wise. What do
customer's
you see?
details.
Okay. What else?
Their location, postcode, where they
They
are.
are each on.
Okay.
They are each on a. They are each on a table.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
see that? They are
Yeah,
each
that's
on
right.
a table, and each of them have. Each of these tables have a name. Now click on the first table, category and buyer, and then get me the name of that table. What's the name of this table?
Just click on
Go
it.
to design now.
How do you see the name of the table?
No, just click on the
Design.
table. Then you see the name. Just click on the table.
Buyers,
Yes, bias. It's design.
Good, buyers. Now what about the second table? What
managers,
about
Managers.
the second table? What's the name?
managers,
The third one,
The third one
regions,
regions.
I'm not seeing again.
and the
Is it just
fourth
me?
one,
dates.
Dates.
Date.
Okay.
dates. Good. Now go to sheet number 2, the second sheet of Excel workbook.
Okay.
Second sheet on your Excel workbook. So what is this name?
Fact table.
Sales,
Table.
What is this name?
sales table,
Sales table. And then the last sheet, does it have a name? Does it have a
no,
name?
no,
It doesn't, because
it's not a table.
it's
That's not
not
the
on a table.
that's not the table.
Good. So now we have seen how this data is arranged out. Now import it into your Power Query editor. Just the same step you took that I told you to cancel it.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get you.
Import it into your Power Query. Good. Can you see the names of all the tables that we saw on Microsoft Excel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what happens in Power Query Editor. You won't see rows and columns and all of those things. What you are going to be seeing are table names. So if you are importing anything into Power Query Editor and you have not named your table, you are going to have a big problem. Do you remember while I emphasized on the importance of naming your tables because because to understanding how this works, you are going to have a major crisis in analyzing your data. So now we now see the buyers table, the dates, managers, regions, and sales. And I want you to check each of them while you look at where you have no item selected for preview. Click each of them, and you are going to see how each of the tables look like on preview. Click the buyers. Can you see? Is it the same with what we have on the Excel file?
Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Is it
Yes.
the same with what we have on
Yeah.
the Excel file?
Yes.
Yes.
Check the
Yes.
dates table. Is this the same? Check the
Yes.
Yes.
managers, check the regions, and check the sales. Good. So these are all the tables that have been presented to us. So Power Query Editor understand these to be called table names, to be called tables. Okay?
Okay.
Tables. So now go to where you have on, make sure you check the select multiple items. Check that
Okay.
box. Good. Now you have another open check. Make sure you check all the table names from buyers to sales table.
Done.
Perfect. Now that you are done, look at the bottom. You are going to see something like load, transform data, and cancel. Now click on the drop down where you have load. You have load and then load to. So click on load to. Good. So what is it doing now? Is processing queries. And it's saying, well, where do you want to load it to? We say select how you want to view this data. We want to view it as a table. Make sure you check table and then click on load.
What of the location? Okay.
I want you guys to see the difference between how these things work. Did you click on load? Good.
Mm.
When you click on load now, what you see is that all of the data sets, they are going to load into your Excel file as
One
Excel
query.
tables,
sheet.
all of
Excel
them,
sheet.
into your Excel sheet, sorry, as what? Tables. So you
Hmm.
have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. Now, go back to your get data.
Where?
Go back to
Where?
your get data.
Get data.
Your data menu.
Under
When I
data.
say get data, I'm talking about go to your data menu, and then under data, click on select table. Just follow the same process. Insert your new your click on new query, import your data set from file. Just do the same thing. Okay.
Select multiple items.
So this time around, you are
Load.
going to click on transform data.
Mm.
So when you click on transform data, what do you notice? Another table comes up, another dialog box comes up.
Box.
And that dialog box you see is what is called what? The Power
Power query.
Query Editor.
Power editor.
Are we still together, guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are we still together?
Yes.
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 Good. So
Yes.
now do you now see the difference between the when you load and when you click on transform data?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So now that we have seen the difference, which is the first step of my teaching today, the second step is I want us to let me check the time. Okay, we are 2 hours 17 minutes. So I think I'm having a little bit of headache.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Can someone tell me why I organize this class free again, please? Just one reason.
Because you
Now
love
who
us.
charm me? Who be that?
Jane. Jane.
Ah, Jane, don't scam me now. You self, that your p value is not the null
Not
hypothesis is
satisfied.
very high.
No, mine is very small.
It's actually because you have a soft heart, you know.
Okay.
And you have to use soft voice to tell me it done well. So now that we have taken the first method, um Olabisi, I want you to count and let's start again. Let's start afresh now. Now that we've
Should I
known the
close
difference
this?
of this, then cancel, open a new workbook, a new workbook,
Okay.
a brand new workbook. Because we don't want to see all those buyers to dates to managers to regions to blah blah blah. We don't want to see them.
Go to files and click on new.
Whose baby is that?
Namio.
Samuel.
It's not me, oh. It's not me, oh, look.
It's your Labisi.
Olabisi is the one sharing the screen, Abby.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's the one.
Olabisi, what is wrong with our baby? Oh? You give her milk.
I will.
What is happening? Are you canceling the workbook? Why is it wasting time?
No, you said I should open a new workbook.
Yes, a new workbook. Is that why it's
Yes, a
loading?
new workbook. Oh,
I can't see your screen. Are you guys seeing her new workbook?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, okay. All right, yes, I can see it. So import something new. Import the just the whole process. This time around, click on transform data so that we can start doing something.
Yes. Yeah.
Where is it? Ah, sorry, oh, my hand is going up and down.
All right. So the first thing we want to do is we have our category, we have the buyer. Now, your job is going to be, do you need 2 minutes to take care of the baby?
The mother is with him.
Okay,
His
okay.
mom
I
is with
thought you were
him.
the mother.
Ah,
Okay, so we are going to do some what is called exploratory analysis. We are going to explore our data sets to find out what is wrong with each of the data sets. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
so click. Let's look at is there anything wrong with this table, the bias table? Do you think something is wrong with it? Is there anything missing? I'm asking everybody. Let's look at this together because this
Okay.
is how we work with Power Query Editor. Is there anything missing? Is there anything we need to add to it?
Um,
Are we thinking? Are we looking at the data sets? Let's look at the charts, please. Is there anyone making any sense?
I think we need to
The
add
toilet
the
is
items that was purchased by the buyers. I don't know if that's
Okay.
possible. Yeah.
So,
So since we have
what are you
categories,
saying? Repeat
yes,
that again.
I said I think we need to add the items that the buyers purchased.
Why do you think we need to add the items?
Since we have the buyers and the category of the item, then we need to also um add it. That's just what I thought.
Okay. I think in response to that, guys, this data is very clean. There's nothing wrong with it because it is not our company. You were given this data to work on. Don't go and add tomatoes where these people are not selling tomatoes. You go and add tomatoes. Huh?
Yeah.
Somebody's business, they are selling chicken, and then they gave you a data set of all the buyers and the category. Maybe they have chicken, they have category for beef, they have category for egg. And your job is to clean the data. And then they give it to you, and on no account should you say, Oga, where is tomatoes? Where is pepper? That is not your business. Do you get me?
Yeah.
yes, bro.
So this data is very clean. There's nothing here. Always learn to know when a data is clean and when a data is not clean. And also learn to identify when a data set needs help or needs extra analysis. And we're going to look at those briefly. So let's go to the next table, the dates table. Now look at this dates table. Does it need cleaning?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Does it? What do you notice?
Financial year is supposed to the details in it is supposed to be on the right hand side. I think I don't know, but um 2015, 2016, I think it should be on the right hand side. Figures, right? Figures is supposed to be on the right hand side as she taught us in Excel.
Okay, okay. So we have financial year, we have financial year quarter, and we have financial year month. Don't worry, we are going to come back to this. Click on the manager's table. Now, can someone look at this data? Don't scroll down. Just look at the table. How many rows does it have? How many columns does it have? Anybody?
This one has 3 rows.
Before I continue,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
98
Okay.
rows and 3
Spaces.
columns. Nineteen rows and 3 columns.
Olabisi, you said it has what?
98 rows and 3 columns.
Oh, okay, because I know. Thank you.
Is Mr. David with us?
I think he left. I
Yes.
think he's muted. I don't know.
It's not muted yet. It's not.
Only
You
two.
can you can
It's
see
left.
the, you
Has
can see
left us.
you can see the number of
It's
columns here.
left.
Look at it where my cursor is. 3 columns and 98 rows.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow. Mm. I think this data set is clean, right?
It looks clean.
Mm.
Olabisi,
Yes?
are you very good with that index match?
You said?
I'm asking, are you very good with that index match?
Not very good though. I'm just trying.
Mm, okay.
I'm just
We,
trying. I've not even
I,
revisited this since then.
me too. Now why are they five who don't do it?
Hello, are we see here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
So I was asking how many rows and how many columns?
Three
Three
columns and
columns,
And
90
98
rows.
rows.
98.
Okay, good. How did you know? How did you see it? I can see
yeah, we
your
saw it
loaf.
at the bottom of the
Our query told us.
Perfect. Nice, 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 nice. Good. So, do you think the manager's table is clean?
Mm.
Do you
Yes.
think there's something missing?
It looks it looks clean. It looks
It looks
clean.
clean. So you can use your eye to know that something is clean.
I think some of the subnames are joined together. I don't know.
Yes, you're right. Some of the names I think do not have space.
Let's look at let's look at regions table. Does it look clean according to my bros?
Can you scroll down a bit, please? I'll let see.
Yeah, that scroll down thing, I love it. And I'm going to tell you why it's a flop. Okay. How many of you have used Power Query Editor before on Excel? How many of you knew that there was even Power Query Editor like this on Excel before? Is there any of you? Jane, did you know about this? Samuel, did you know about this? Is Jane still here? Samuel,
I don't
did
know
you know
about it.
about
No,
Power Query Editor?
no.
Chimere,
No.
No.
or surname, or surname or Jesua? Labisi, did you
Oshuname.
know anything about this?
No.
Those of you in the comment section, how many of you knew about Power Query Editor? Okay, I guess not many people knew
Just
about it. Jane is
yeah.
no longer with us.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, is there a way you can zoom out, zoom your screen? Obviously, so that people can see. Or you can expand it. Yeah, you can expand it actually. Yeah.
It's not coming up.
Just expand your window.
It's not, it's not zooming out. So
No,
Ex-
no,
you can
expand your
expand.
window.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. So to zoom out, if you are using anything like this, you want to zoom out, just place, I don't know, if you are using a laptop, one way I zoom out is to place my two index finger on the laptop and then drag them apart so you can zoom out that way. Or if you can't do that, no problem. So if you look at the regions table, everything looks as if it's clean according to my friend. Then let's look at the sales table. So we have more columns here. And how many rows?
nine,
Seven columns and
199 plus over a thousand.
999
Over a
plus.
thousand.
Okay, so there is no way you and I are going to scroll down and be using our eyes
Yeah,
to know whether this data is clean or not. True of
yeah,
us.
that's true.
Sure.
True.
Good. So one way Power Query Editor can help us is that it uses what is called column profiling or column distribution to tell us whether there are contents of the data set that is unique, that is distinct, and that needs cleaning. So one way we can see that, click on your buyers table. Let me show you. Click on your buyers table. Now go to the view menu. Study that table and what you have noticed on the table and see the changes that are going to appear on the table. So click on the view menu.
This is there.
Uh, why is it not showing? Wow. Okay, click on transform. Click on
Transform.
transform menu. Good. When you click on transform menu, let's see. Wow, this one is really different. The column profile here and column distribution is not showing. Click on the whole menu. Let me see.
I saw something of this.
What? No, no, no. That's not what I'm looking for. Anyway, I think in my next class, I'm going to open my own Power Query editor and show you what I mean so that I can explain it clearly. Anyway, since the power query, the profile is not showing here, I may just have to leave it and attend to other things. For instance, go to the sales table. Go to the sales table. Let us start cleaning the data now. I'm going to just add three things and then hopefully we can call it a day. So go to the sales table. What do you see? What do you notice? And given what I have taught you guys in this class, what do you think is missing on this table? We have we have the date, we have the chain, we have postcode, we have category, we have total units, we have sales price, and we have cost price. What do you think is missing?
Profit.
The profit.
Exactly. Profit. Una sabi. One bottle of wine, one bottle of wine, one bottle of wine. So profit is the first thing that is missing. In other words, we can just call it sales, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
sales is different from profit. So we have gross profit. What other thing is missing?
Net profit.
Net profit.
Net profit. Okay. What other thing?
The currency sign, whether dollar sign or pound sign or
Ex-
so.
exactly. Good. Good. We are getting there. We are getting there. I'm proud of these responses. What other thing is missing?
Maybe quantity still also.
What?
Quantity. Quantity purchase or
Quantity. No.
okay.
We already have total units there, which is
Yeah,
what you are
yeah, yeah.
talking about. Mhm.
Yes.
There's total units, there's sales price, there's cost price. But this data set is not complete. And these guys have actually given you all that you need to build up and analyze this data set and bring up something that is going to show whether this company, which is actually a retail store, whether they are making profit, whether they should be in business or not. So, as a data analyst, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to change the narrative, to change the story of this company?
Profits, profit column.
Yes, we've mentioned profits. Okay, let us begin by doing something. Let us begin by calculating for sales. Do we have sales there? Do we know how much they have sold any each of the units? Do we know?
No.
Okay.
No, we
No.
don't. But
It's like
given our
estimates of
data, given the data they have sent to us, do you think we can calculate for sales?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
yes.
Per unit. Yes.
Good. Nice. So, what is the formula for sales? Basic mathematics. What's the formula for sales? How do we
Total
calculate
total
sales?
total unit times sales.
Equals
The price divided by
What?
total units.
Total unit times sales price.
Sale price over
Total
total
unit?
unit.
No.
Total unit times
Sale
sales
price.
price.
Total
Sales
unit
price
times sales price
multiplied by
multiplied by
total
price.
units.
Total
That is
unit.
where you have your
Okay.
sales. So how do we go about it? We need to insert a new column. So click on the menu, add column.
Menu add column.
Good. So now we want to add where you got me they go. Uh-huh. Add column, good. Now we need to insert a custom column. By custom column, it means a column that is only going to be populated because of a formula. You guys remember when we were dealing on tables in Excel, when you put it when you put a data set in a table and then you put auto sum, do you need to click on do you need to do too many steps again because it's on a table?
No.
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 All you need to do is put your auto sum and then hit enter. Sometimes you don't even need to hit enter. Just click on auto sum and it's going to automatically calculate it. True or false?
That's true.
True.
Good. So that's exactly what we are going to do when we say calculated or custom column. So click on custom column and a dialog box should be coming up. Good. So we are going to name our new column. What are we going to call it?
Prof.
Sales
Sales.
price.
Okay, sales.
Sales.
Unit
Sales.
okay.
Total
Sales.
sales or revenue.
That's it, okay.
Total sales or revenue. Anyone. Just choose. Let's go with sales. Remove the custom. Good. And under the custom formula, custom column formula is going to be what? Sales times what? Total
Total
units.
units.
So do you see the sales price under available columns? Good. So you either double click on it or you click once and then click on insert. Choose one. Click once and then click on insert below or double click. Good. And then
It is done.
multiplied. Put your asterisk, which is the multiplication sign, and with what? Total units.
Double total units.
Good. And then after that, it says no syntax errors have been detected. You know what? If you will remove
Mm,
the last bracket close, just click on delete. Click on
or back.
delete. What do you notice? Are there syntax errors now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bracket expected.
Exactly. It
Okay.
says token what? What is written there?
Right bracket. Right bracket
Bracket
expected.
Exactly. So always pay attention to your descriptions. In case you want to learn more about Power Query formulas, there is a hyperlink there that you can study on your own and get to learn about it. Now, please bring us our bracket. Once you put that, it's going to say no errors, no syntax errors. Insert the bracket now. Good.
is
No
Yeah.
done.
syntax errors. And then click OK. So you will see that automatically you now have your
Mm,
sales. Can you see
Wow.
that?
yes.
So remember somebody was asking us whether we are going to be using formula all the time. I say, well, you are until you die and resurrect and die again and resurrect and die again.
Wow.
So the next thing we want to do is we want to calculate another, we want to add another column. So let's add another column. I'm not going to tell you how to do it again. You already know. So good. So we are going to call this one the cost. You guys didn't mention cost. We have cost price. We don't have cost.
Mhm.
So we need to calculate our cost. What is it going to cost? So how do you calculate cost, guys?
The
Basic
cost price
maths.
times total unit.
Cost price times what?
Total units.
Exactly. Ah, you are a very smart man. Are you single or married or married?
And plural.
You are confused. That's the word now. So cost price times total units. Click on OK. That should give you a new column called the cost column. See that?
Mm.
So now we
Now
have
more
sales. Now we have cost. Now that we have sales and cost, it is time for us to find out the profit for this
profit.
company. So how do you calculate the profit? Insert a new
Mm.
column.
Certainly
Cost
column.
How do you
price.
calculate the profit?
Cost minus selling.
Sales minus cost.
Sales minus cost price.
Exactly. Good, good, good. You can now see that without calculating for sales first and then getting cost, we will never have gotten the profit.
Profit. That's true.
You see that, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. So is sales minus costs, and then okay. All right. So now that we are done telling these people how much they have made and lost, now if you look at the applied steps by your right hand side, can you see them? Applied steps.
Yeah.
You remember undo in your Microsoft Word or Excel. Do you remember that function?
Mm,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
right.
Good. Now, in your Power Query editor, you don't have undo. What you have is all those things you see under applied steps. So if there's anything that you want to undo, you simply go to the added column. You can see we have an added column. I want you to cancel the last one and notice what will disappear. Cancel the last one.
Okay. The
What
profit
disappeared?
column. The
Exactly.
profit.
So that is how you undo on Power Query editor. Now
But can
that
you
you
go
have
to?
now that you have undone what I didn't ask you to undo, can you go and do it again?
Oh, really? You cannot redo automatically like just the way you do in
Okay,
Microsoft.
redo. Let us see. Control Y. Let's see if it will come back. Oh yeah, now Control Y. Press it.
Let's control.
Did it come back?
I'm pressing it. It's not coming up.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I,
So
Wow.
this is to tell you that it's not every relationship that will take you back. When you say bye bye, some
mm,
people will go, they won't come back. Jane, are you
they will
taking
burn the
note?
bridge.
So you don't come out and nobody send you. Now you want to go back. So just kukuma go and calculate the cost again. I'll be the gross profit. I just said I should teach you guys that one because some people will make a mistake and they'll be wondering how can they undo what they have done. Just come to apply steps and you are going to see the name of what you did. Just remove it and it's gone. All right. So what else do you think is missing? What else do you think we should do? Let's look at this
Yes.
data clearly because buyers, dates, managers, regions, and sales. Guys, which one is the primary table and which ones are the secondary tables?
The total unit is the primary.
Primary tables, secondary tables. Which one? What?
Total units.
Total units. No, no, no. I'm saying tables, not column. Look at the
Okay.
tables. Buyers, dates, managers, regions, and sales. Which of them do you consider to be the primary table and which do you consider to be the secondary table or tables?
Sales is primary table
This is primary table.
Why is it
So
primary?
because on its own it makes sense. But
Exactly. Apart from
the other
being
one,
the fact that on its own it makes sense, definitely sales is why you were employed to look at this data in the first place. Always remember
yes,
that. Without the sales, this data is messed up. What am I doing with people who came to buy and the dates they came to buy and the managers? You can't even
Yeah.
look at the performance of the managers without the sales
without
table. So sales table is the only dependent data table there. Every other table depends on the sales table to make sense unto itself. Am I making sense?
making
yeah.
Yes.
sense.
So that is why you have to spend time on your primary key to make sure that it is clean, it has all the insight it needs or should have before you even think about other data sets. Very important. So let us spend a little bit more time on this and ask ourselves, what is that thing we need to look at this data to make it look sweet, like your trainer?
Okay. Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. What we need to look into is the number of categories that has the highest sales, so as to know how to advise the business owner on which persons are responsible for such
Okay,
sales.
okay, okay, perfect. What else? That's a brilliant way of thinking. What else? Ah,
I think for
what else?
for for ease of going through, we can
Mm-hmm.
also sort it because, for example, if you look at the category,
For
you
what?
have home. You can sort it, put all the homes together, the groceries together, women's together for easy
Mm,
analysis.
okay. So let me say this again. Remind me when we have our last class, I should share my Power Query editor on Power BI and show you other ways that you can leverage Power Query editor that is not being used on Excel. Okay, I love using my Power Query editor, but not really on Excel. I get to use it on Power BI. It's a visualization software, which I'm going to teach you guys. Right now, after cleaning this data, we are going to close and apply, and probably that's maybe we can have a bit one or two charts on your own to generate some more insights to it. But if you want to visualize and have all the beautiful interface, Power BI is one software you may need to look at. However, because we are looking at just basic analytical processes in Power Query Editor, I want you to pay attention to the title of the columns. What do you notice in the column titles? What do you notice in the column titles? What do you notice?
The chain segment has ABC. The others want to, is it? And then the sales price has 1.2, cost price 1.2.
Exactly. That's a
Yeah.
brilliant way of looking at. So we have to make sure that our values are in union with the decimal point. So I want you to open where click on that ABC 123. Click on it. So you see, right? 1.2 is decimal number, currency, whole number, percentage, date and time, date, and so on and so forth. So where you see 1.2, it means that that particular column is in decimal places. So I need you to go to sales column and change it to 1.2, that is decimal number. Do the same for the cost and do the same for the profit.
Done. It is done. Hmm. Hello, are we together? Hello?
All right, well done. I can see that. Well done. So I think with that we are done with this particular table. Let's check the regions table. And good. Another thing I want us to do. So there's one other thing I want us to do. We have the state, we have suburb, and we have postcode. So I want you um, create a new column.
Okay.
So we are going to call this column state, comma, country. State, comma, country. So I want to, because when we have the column for states, it's not clear which country we are actually talking about. But let me just ask you guys, which country do you think these acronyms are referring to?
Crimes.
This.
Look at that column very well. Which country has those state names? Are we still
No
here?
idea. No idea.
Yes, well, yeah. No
Uh,
idea. Never.
una know they travel. Okay, ABJ. Which country is ABJ?
Abuja, Nigeria.
You see them now.
True. Um,
So let's think. Check the comment section. Let me see if there's anyone that knows.
no idea.
Hmm. Okay. The country is Australia, right? So I want you to use your Excel knowledge. I want you to concatenate states and Australia. Your time starts now.
State in Australia.
I need to see
On this,
states and Australia to be a new column, which we title state country. So what is going to be the formula? What's going to be the formula? I didn't know they will form my hand this way. I didn't know they will form my hand this way.
Okay, that will be equal to concatenate.
Okay, try it.
Okay, she's already doing it. State ampersand Australia. Okay. It's not complete.
So
Invalid. Invalid.
it's
Invalid.
showing invalid.
Mm.
Invalid.
Oh yeah, this is where we'll end the class. Anytime we not get the answer, you click on OK.
That's
Remove the
huh?
quotation mark before the ampersand, before the second ampersand. No, 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 not that. Wait.
When I never see get them till now. My people, the people listening, nobody's contributing.
Done.
Marianne,
Done.
Joy, Victoria, Nasiru.
I have gotten
You
it. Oh,
say
no
it done?
syntax error. No syntax error has been detected.
Ah, oh yeah, click OK. Let's see.
Ampersand, second ampersand Australia. Is it only Australia?
Done.
All right, that's a nice one. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes.
But you discover there's no space between
Yes.
state and
Yeah,
Yes.
country.
between the comma. Yeah.
Yes.
So you need to correct
You are
that.
doing it again.
You put another column. You have to undo again. Hey God.
No, you don't need to undo. Just click on the column title. It will take you to your formula.
Yeah.
You can
Better.
double click on the column title or click once. I think
Starting
it should
again.
work. Did it
That's
work?
it. It did not work. Oh. She's doing it again.
No, no, no. Go back to the she cancelled it.
Yeah, she has cancelled it.
I
I think
cancelled
Now
it.
so all right.
colon, comma, colon, space now. Then colon. Yes, colon. That's it. Australia. Okay. Good.
Are you proud of me or you are proud of you?
Oh, proud now, proud.
Okay, guys. I don't want us to spend above 3 hours. We'll spend 5 minutes after the third hour. So let's go to the home page, like home menu. There is so much more that we can talk about in Power Query Editor. I'm going to send you guys a task that you'll be expected to answer internship projects. Please start working on them as soon as possible. Make sure that in the next 2 weeks or three, you are done with your internship and then get your certificates. And I'll be wishing you guys all the best when we meet the next time. So go to where you have close and on the drop down, open the arrow.
Sorry, Mr. David, I have a
So you
question on
can
this
see.
Power Query.
All right, yeah, questions.
Does it automatically save whatever edits that you add to it? Because we didn't click on save or what have you.
Yeah, that is what we are about to do now. When you click
Okay.
on close and load, it saves automatically. So
Okay.
every edit will now be taken to your Microsoft Excel sheet. So click
Excel.
close and load. So you see that it saves your changes to this query. That's what it says. Any other question, guys? Everyone? Chimere, Olabisi, Samuel. So you can see loading, right? Can
It
you
is
see
loaded.
the new? Can you see the new things that we added to it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Good. So this makes it a little bit interesting. So you can open your manager's table, regions table, and you see the edits that you make to your workbook. You can see that, right? Sales and country.
Mr. David, sorry.
Yeah.
Can we also do this actions on Microsoft Excel? This one that we just did on the other application.
Yes, you can do it on Microsoft Excel, but
Okay.
for proficiency and efficiency, you may want to try your um, Power Query editor. Yeah,
Okay.
there's so much feature in Power Query editor, and it
Okay.
makes your calculations, it makes every other thing appear much more professional. You will not enjoy Power Query editor as much in Excel as you would in Power BI. So on that case, I will probably, if I'm reminded the next time we meet, I'll just show you guys a visualization of this same data that you guys are just clean on Power BI. If that's something that will interest you.
Okay.
All right. Having said that, guys, I want you to take care of yourself. Make sure that you reduce the p values in your life. Jane, are you hearing me? Labisi, Chimere, yeah, and take care of yourself. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. It's like everyone is
So, sir,
asleep. Oh.
within the week, when are we meeting? What day?
Yeah.
I'll check my calendar and tell you the last class dates.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. So
Thank you so
VBA
much.
and macros, sir, you're gonna be part of the teaching.
Yeah, VBA, definitely that's the last class. If not, I would have just introduced it right away. But some people, Jane has a date this night, so I don't want to keep her waiting.
We
And
need to
then the
assimilate the
um
regression.
and then
And then
the
what?
complex index also, please. Complex index match.
You see how free things is sweet to now. See as they send me work. Can you imagine these people?
Yeah.
Thank you.
God
I'll
bless you, sir.
probably send a video of the last class I made on complex index match because I think how long have we been together for this very class?
It's like
It's
4
been like
weeks.
I
six
think I
weeks.
can stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can stop
please.
sharing before we see your bank account.
Sir, there was a video you said you were going to send to enable us understand regression also.
Yes,
No,
Yes,
the P value table.
I'll send all those across. I'll send
Okay.
all those across. Someone should just remind me.
Okay.
Someone who sent their video review to me should remind me.
Mhm.
Okay.
In fact, these days, if you don't send a video review, I'll not even answer you.
Have you seen mine?
Olabdi, Samuel, Jane, especially Chimere, take note. And all of you,
I
Victoria,
did now.
Matt, Cindy,
Olabisi did.
all of you on the other chats. There's this writer, this very amazing writer, Nena. She's in the UK. I've not been seeing her around. All of you that have not been attending the sessions, you started and then you stopped somewhere. I hope they are all fine and doing well. All right, guys. See you next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Did you did you learn anything at all? Did you learn
Yeah,
anything at all today?
sure, we
A
did.
lot. A
Yeah.
lot.
Okay. Bye bye.
All
All
right. Bye
right.
bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye, sir.